Should you move to a big city to study engineering? You are in class 12. Next year you will be in college. And the seat you want is in a big city. Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi, far from your hometown and much costlier than home. And everyone tells you the same thing. Just go. The big city will change your life. The parents are proud, but they are also worried about the rent, about your safety, about the loan. So let us look at it with real numbers. And one real story at the end. What do you get if you move and what does it cost? Some of what people say is true, and some of it can cost a family up to 5 to 10 lakh rupees. Most families believe the same thing, maybe yours does that too. They think a big city means better jobs, better learning, and a better future. They think just being there is enough, the city would do the work for you. And sometimes your parents might believe on the other side, that the city is costly, that it may not be safe, and that the fees and the rent mean a big loan. A loan that you may have to pay back for years together. Both of these feel true, and that is the problem. Each of this is only partly true. And when something is only partly true, it can lead you to the wrong choice. So let's discuss what really changes when you make the move to a big city. See, three things change and all of these pull you in different directions. One, your costs go up a lot. To live in a big city, a student needs about 15 to 30,000 rupees a month. Many students stay in college hostels. But even a hostel in a big city costs more than a similar college hostel in a smaller city. Often a few thousand rupees more each month. If you cannot get a hostel room, which is a common thing in big cities, you rent a PG outside. A shared PG room in a city like Bangalore is about 8 to 15,000 rupees a month. And in a small town, the same room could be around 3 to 5,000 rupees. So just the city adds 10 to 20,000 rupees a month just to live there. Over 4 years, that is 5 to 10 lakh rupees, and that is before any college fees. Take a loan of 10 lakh rupees and about 10.5% interest over 7 years, you're paying about 17,000 rupees a month. In the end, you may pay back close to 14 lakhs. Here's an honest way to see the loan. It's a fixed payment. You have to pay the same amount every month for many years. But here's the thing, nobody has promised you a good first salary to start paying off these loans. So a big loan makes sense only if the salary at the end can cover it. 2. Yes, a city has a lot of chances and opportunities, but that is not the full story. It's true, big cities means more jobs, more internships. Take Bangalore. It has more than 880 offices of big global companies. And these are the ones that hire tech students. That is about 1/3 of all such jobs in the country. For some students, that is a real advantage. But before you pay a big city rent for it, remember two things. First, a lot of learning and meeting new people happens inside the campus, not outside it. A big campus brings together students from all over India, even in a small town. Think of BITS in Pilani, a tiny town in Rajasthan, or Shastra in Tanjore, or LPU in Phagwara. These campuses are full of students from many states and even different countries. That kind of mixing and exposure is a campus thing, not a city thing. Second, it also depends on the branch of study. For example, if you study a core branch like mechanical engineering or automobile engineering, being near a manufacturing hub probably helps better. Near Chennai, Coimbatore or Hosur, you see this work happening around you. So that is useful. But if you're studying something like computer science, you can build your work from literally anywhere. You can put your projects online for anyone to see you. You can do internships from home. You do not necessarily need a big city to learn. And 3, and this is the most important point, the city is not the college. A good college in a small city can still place students very well. You do not need an IIT and you do not need a big city. Take Shastra in Tanjore, a small temple town. Many of its computer science engineering students get placed at top tech companies. Or take BITS in Pilani, a tiny town in Rajasthan, where students are hired by even companies like Google and Amazon. The town may be small, but the results are not. One quick note, this is really important. On some college posters, you see one big number, usually which says highest placement package or even average placements. Take this with a pinch of salt. And here is why. In any batch, just 1 or 2 students may get a very high outlier salary. Maybe a family contact helped them get it, or maybe they worked really hard on their own, building projects, making contacts online, and earned a big breakthrough offer. Either ways, those 1 or 2 exceptions become the highest package that is advertised. And they all pull up the average too. So both of them look much, much greater than what a normal average student in the college actually got. The honest number is the median. It's the middle salary. Half the students got more, half the students got less. It really shows what a normal student could expect. So do not trust the highest package, do not trust the average. Always ask for the median. And there's this one last thing to understand. Every year, a national study called the India Skills Report tests lakhs of engineering students. It checks if they're ready for a job. About 70% just pass. But it is an easy test, just English, reasoning, and simple maths. And that is a very low bar. And now look at the skills that companies really pay for. Problem solving skills, coding skills. Very few students meet those bars. By some studies, fewer than 10 in 100, that is less than 10%, and no city fixes this problem. Your college and the work that you do yourself are the only ones that can fix this. So, after all this, here's the final honest answer. A city can add to what you bring on, but it cannot replace it. You still have to do the work. And when you look closely, moving to a bigger city is often less valuable than what people actually think it is. And is it worth moving to a big city? It may be if only one of these are true. The college itself is very good and it happens to be in that city. Your branch really needs to be near industry, like a core branch near real factories. Or, you will really use the chances there, like real internships, real people, not just living there. It may not really be worth it if you're studying computer science and you can show your work from literally anywhere in the world. Or if you pay a big city rent for an average college. Or if you move to a new city just for the city's name and hoping that it will do the rest. So simply do not move to a new city. Only move if there is a strong reason like one of these. And if you do not have one, you can grow just as well in a smaller city. So the answer is it depends, and now you know what it depends on. So before you say yes to a big city, sit down with your family and discuss the following things. 1. Look at the college, not the city, and do not judge a college by one number. Placements matter, but then look at the median salary and also how many students finally actually got placed. And see, other things matter too. The teachers, the subjects, the labs, the internships, the seniors, and the real fees. A college is many things and just one number on that poster does not give you a full picture. 2. Add up the real cost for all the 4 years. The fees plus the extra cost of the city. If you take a loan, look at the monthly payment. Put it next to a real starting salary, the median, not the dream number. If the monthly payment is way bigger than the number that you would earn, then it may not be worth the risk. 3. Name one thing you will do in that city that you could not do somewhere cheaper. A special internship, a lab, an industry, and then be really honest. Will you really go and get it? Answer these 3 honestly and then you will have a real decision, not like a WhatsApp forward. So now let's get to the last part of this problem, because we at Kalvyam help design a solution for this. Our whole idea is very simple. You can start building real things, real projects, real work from your first year, wherever you are. You do not have to move to a big city to become someone companies want to hire. Take Mugilan for example. He's from a village near Yerkad in Salem. No one in his family works in tech. He did not move to Bangalore or Chennai. He studied on a campus in Coimbatore, a much smaller city. In his second year, he secured an internship at an IT company. In his third year, he and his classmates left to start their own company. Today, he builds AI product and he is a Young Minds Fellow, a well-known program for young founders. It does not take any share of their company. It is backed by leaders from Axel and SaaSBoomi. This is one person's story. It is not a promise, and certainly it will not happen to everyone. But it shows something true. His internships, his co-founders, his big chance, none of it came from a big city address. It came because he started building things early with the right kind of people around him. So here is the decision. In plain words, just do not move for a fancy address. Move only if your college is strong, your branch really needs that city, and something you truly cannot get anywhere else. For everything else, you can build from right where you are. Decide using real numbers and think about what you can really build.